You are now listening to Musings Behind the Creative. What's your passion?
Purchase this, it will look so beautiful in my house. No. It's about how you connected to an object. Or you exchange something because you connected to it. It brings something into your life. So my duty is to make this object, people can have their message that are embedded in these objects, so they can then take them and continue the message of hope, of love, of healing with their loved ones and those. So when they have an object, then they'll have this conversation in the recall, and then they'll continue the energy going forward. And that's what I'm doing, is basing on that. So to sell my work, but I tell stories. I connect with people. I have a cup of tea or a cup of drink or whatever. Or I have a beautiful exchange, and that we have this beautiful connection. You may walk away with that piece, and I walk away with the beautiful dream I had. And that's basically that's how in a kind of world I would do, and I actually do that.
That is so cool.
So I don't know if it answers you, but I think it gives you an idea of why and why you're seeing something different compared to others.
No, it definitely, I mean, you completely hit the nail on the head with exploring your path through, you know, I don't even want to call it an alternative critical thinking, because I think we should all be able to engage with our environment with that level of freedom and that level of ease, you know. And like, you know, I remember growing up in Nigeria, and I remember feeling very comfortable, and then I remember coming over to the UK and having to learn how to readjust. Or, you know, you're reading everyone's body language. All of a sudden, the language is different in terms of how people relate to each other. And so now you have to to an extent, it's almost like you have to conform, because it's not seen as, but it becomes a straitjacket. It really does become a straitjacket. And I remember just, you know, then, you know, you have the responsibility of your culture according to, you know, what your family would have implemented or imbibed in you. Is that how you say it? Maybe I'm not saying it right, but but you have to live with that. And again, that is a responsibility, and it's just like, how do you consolidate the two? And so, like, for me, I was the one that, you know, it seemed as though I was going against the grain, because I just wasn't accepting what was just being given to me to just be okay with, to just, this is your lot. So you finished all the amount of school that you finished, and now what? Now what?
Yeah.
But what's going to make you happy?
Yeah. There's an interesting saying, I don't know if it's where I got it from, but I think an old man mentioned this to me one time, said, you know, when you're coming to, okay, let me make an example. You know, double Dutch, right?
Yeah.
Then, so if you are an outsider coming in, and then the man, if you want to change that rhythm, you first have to go into the pace of that rhythm. And then once you get into that rhythm, you can start now doing one leg and do a little bit of a hoop. Slowly change, then find your way to be able to be heard, and then to change that form. So that's how.
Hey.
All right.
Let's start from the double Dutch analogy.
That's correct. Yeah. So I think what basically that means is that, remember you said you were one of those that go against the grain, and that was your truth. That was your truth, because you were prepared to, you know, punished for that or whatever, or being an outcast or anything. So that was your truth, and then you cannot run away from that. You're prepared to die for it if that's the case. So your truth basically leads you to that, whatever the case may be, and that is That is what that double dutch is, because everyone is going to want to do what you're doing now, because it feels better. I mean, it's different from others, and then they can see that you find joy and toil in that, in your doing. We are connected. Anyways, for me, it comes very strongly now, and I think you've said, I can't remember the phrase that you've mentioned, but Kamagu will always lead you to that, your gratefulness, your gratitude, your acknowledging and knowing that that you are not alone in whatever that you do. That's one thing I must leave you with, is that whatever, you are not alone. So does me, others. And that's why you're doing what you're doing right now. And I think we should be, at this point, we should actually close in that. I don't know if there's anything, because this connection is getting out of hand in my side. My signal is getting very low. So
I had a couple of more questions, just quickly.
Okay, let's give it a try.
So how did you end up setting up your company?
Yeah.
Because we've gone through the whole build-up story, what you were doing, and so how did that lead you to now say, okay, how do I monetize this?
Yes. So we a bunch of friends at the time that were all coming from the countryside, but also met at the university in the Eastern Cape as well. So by the time I was already working at a studio, making my own ceramics, and then the one other friend was working in their own, at a different studio for another company. But then having to meet in different times in Cape Town, having tea and whatnot. Then we decided, guys, we all come from the same country, I mean, from the same background, but also we've got different disciplines. So how about we tell our own story and through our products, creating a design house. So Imiso basically is derived from a closer word, so meaning tomorrow. So working today for the better tomorrow. So and what we really wanted to try to do is to be one that paved the way for those who didn't have the opportunity that and that we can better tell our own stories than having someone else tell a story on your behalf. Yes, and also by your employee or whoever that is representing you may dilute the story because they don't know it firsthand. So you have the know-how, you've got the background story, you are the source. You don't have to follow anyone, but you have to tell your own story and do it justice, tell it the right way, and celebrating our culture, who we are, and in so doing, those who intend to help us doing so, then they can exchange in whatever that they earn, and to help also, like the other generation to come, to know that you can do it yourself as well. And so this is 2006 when we started this Imiso, and so now it's myself and Zizi Poposa, which you probably have seen some of her beautiful work. So which is amazing. And at the time there was 5 of us, but because of, again, you can write a business plan overnight, but you basically projecting a 10-year, which takes you each day and each breath and each work and each challenge and the pressure, but the passion will help you to enjoy. But sometimes other pressures and other commitment may lead you to go a different direction as we all grow spiritually and otherwise, and also looking for different guidance to be able to fulfill certain things. So that's how we really started, and the intention was basically to create a design house that will best create these objects that tell our own story in an essence.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And how long has that been running for now?
So this year will be 14th year, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, correct. Yes.
That's amazing.
And it's been amazing in terms of the opportunities that just by the virtue of taking that plunge of owning your own and telling your own story, the opportunities that came our way and opportunities that we presented also for others. So what we do right now, and the conversation that I'm having with you, is helping someone else to understand how to go about the beginning. So we have a lot of youngsters, and some of them, not necessarily youngsters, but those who want to take a plunge and say, I really want to stand on my own, and how do you go about it? So having walked the mile, that helps us to be able to prepare others and guide them as well. So, and that's our duty. And because we come from a practice of Ubuntu, whereby a child is raised by the whole community, by the whole village.
Of course.
So no one is left behind. And whatever that we do, it does not belong to us. It belongs to everyone.
Of course. I'm getting chills as you're speaking. Like, literally, it's happening again. Oh my God.
So for us, and again, this is part of the heritage. This is part of something that you mentioned, that the mainstream education or the system does not allow us to tap in the intuition, the gifting, the abundance of just not keeping things to yourself.
Yes.
Is that you are the source, and everyone needs to know this kind of knowledge. So the minute you give and share what you do, so that when the community guide you and discipline you and groom you, they help you and hope that you're going to be a beneficial member of this community, continue to build, and then you're paying forward. And that's basically what it is. Why keep things to yourself? Because you can pass the knowledge down and educate others, and in abundance. And that's what it is, and that's what we're about. Kamal?
Andile, let me just take a moment. Oh gosh. Okay. So what was your, we are now in the social media age, with you being in business for 14 years, and you would have probably been coming out when the internet and social media was gradually starting to establish itself. And so what was your business model from setting up your practice, exporting your practice and your products out to your local community and then globally?
Well, I think I've worked a bit before for a good 5 years or so, and at the studio. So when that happens, you gain the experience and see how your boss, does things, and then you take some of the things, and then you also know what they make a mistake in as well. So that helps you to formalize like a better standing in a better direction than that it has happened. But also, what you stand, you become a competition. But what's painful, but as I mentioned, you are a source. You're the source. So you tell the story better. People want to be associated with you. So in so doing, you already draw people to you, and they want to, to communicate their story and surround themselves with this object. So the idea was really to make this product and all these offerings, and have an outlet ourselves where we can control who get to purchase. We can tell the story better in our own controlled environment, and also give people an experience, and in so doing, also the idea was that you associate yourself with certain people that will, like galleries. I would talk about, for instance, Southern Guild, the gallery that currently represent us. That was important for us to align ourselves with people that understand who we are and allow us to tell the story in the way that we best can tell. Because remember, as much as there's many other things, human beings are human beings. Doesn't matter what color that you are, they are still pure human beings that understand who you are and that you best understand who they are as well. Then you choose who you align yourself with. So your alignment and your choice of partnerships is key, and the representation. So and so that was the idea. And then in so doing, sometimes because you are small and you're focusing on what you're doing, so there's certain places and certain capabilities that you cannot get into. So allowing yourself others to do that part because they benefit with what you're doing, be it spiritually, be it financially, be it by association, you benefit us as well. So it's a very symbiotic relationship when you're doing so. Collaboration are key. That's important. That's one other aspect of it. So obviously we had to have websites. We have to associate ourselves with institutions here in Cape Town, like the Craft and Design Institute, which will help up and coming designers to prepare them for product development, market ready, and market access as well. So it's important to acknowledge and associate and find those institutions as well. So and also knowing that whatever that you do, there's an educational aspect of it, which is very important.
Of course.
Because we've just touched on it already, that you cannot walk alone. No one must be left behind. So the reason why we are where we are is because someone walked the mile, someone guided you, someone supported you in one way or another. You know, your family is important as well, knowing that you need to communicate your beginnings and your struggles in the beginning, knowing that you shouldn't expect perhaps, have high expectations in the beginning, but then you need to support you. It may not be financially, but that spiritual support is important so that you can grow forward. So that was very important for us, but also to make sure that whatever that we do, the detail, the attention to detail, the professionality, as we have learned, and it is there as well, and it's not diluted, and beautiful imagery and documentation of your product, of where it's coming from, of how it's done, and the uniqueness of it, and communicating that very well. And because these are collectors' items, people need to educate people, because again, you had different people from different disciplines, different countries. They understand that they see value to art or to your objects. Then you have your immediate family or your society that doesn't understand that. So you need to educate that with them as well, that you can purchase these objects because this is what the value is. So that education aspect, in-house education aspect, was important as well. So you had to do those things. The minute then you have your website, and then you have try and communicate that on your social media, on the platform that you have, and then you need to always keep educating and advocating what you're about, what you stand for, what are your values, and you keep refining. So there's no way you're going to get this overnight. Time and error, passion will drive you. They will also align you with the right people to guide you as well. Somehow.
Okay, so you seem to have a very full life where you are fed spiritually, emotionally, and your well-being and your creative craft all allow you to be the best version of you. But is there anything that feeds your passion outside of that?
Are you saying, is there anything that feeds my passion?
Yeah, things outside your experience that adds to the flow of energy that you create through your work and your path.
I think I could think of a couple of things. I mean, I've got kids. I've got 4 kids. So that's already itself is such a blessing. It's such a beautiful thing, because through them and through their eyes and their gestures and movement and their saying and their just action and reaction towards me teaches so much about who I am or who I was or what I was learning perhaps. And so I learn so much from them, and they give me joy that I also want them to say they are son of or daughters of this being. And this is not me forcing it, but that's what it is. And also for me that's beautiful. And we try because it's quite tough out there in terms of the influences and how the world influences are there. But by doing what I'm doing and what we're doing, it's just a way to educate them and say, you know what, you are okay this way, because this will help you for the future. Okay, so that's one aspect of it. But also I love music. I mean, I love music so much that every time that I make something, I will curate some kind of a music.
Are you serious? That is amazing.
That will be based, or that will help me to trigger, because it's part of my tool. It helps me to trigger all of these these memories that maybe need to come before these messages. And for instance, recently I came across this instrument. It's called mouth harp.
Mouth harp.
Mouth harp,
okay.
or jaws harp.
Okay.
Yeah, or it's called, in my language, it's called isitolotolo.
Uh-huh.
So it originates from, I don't know even where, but you can find it anywhere. And so there's different names. Everyone has a different name for it, in whichever language.
Yeah.
So in my language, it's called isitolotolo. And I would love, before you go, and I could play some sound. It's very nice, beautiful sound.
Please
that will
do.
really ground
Please do.
ground and take us to, and so let me do that. And that's one other instrument and tool that helps me to keep reconnecting and refueling and sharing and resonating.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So let's do it. Kamagu. So you just ground and breathe and be. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Come on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this instrument during this time, and it actually helps us to breathe.
Yeah.
Because you use your mouth and the sound and breathe in and out, and it's basically the sound of your breath, and you're listening to it, and you become still, and you breathe again. Come on.
Andile, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. I absolutely look forward to us doing some collaborative work together. And I will be in SA as soon as this lockdown allows us to travel. I'll come into your workshop. I'm fully coming to your workshop.
Definitely coming. It'd be amazing. Yes, it was an honor for me to have this platform and share the energy with you, and may you take that with you and share it further with your loved ones and those you come across. And the abundance with you, and the light may shine to you and those who are around you and you come across.
Thank you. Thank you. Just before we go, just plug all your social medias. And let me just tell you from now, anytime you need me to share anything creatively, you have full access to my platform.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much.
We are family. I don't know how, but we are family.
Yeah.
And so you have full access to my platform. And yeah. So just plug your sites. We'll talk about all of this at a later date, but plug your sites.
Come on, have a good day.
That's fine. Oh, but you're going to plug your sites. Plug all your Instagrams and...
Oh, yes. So my, I will do so. So it's imisoceramics.co.za and Andile Dyalvane, Instagram and Facebook, and Imiso Ceramics on Instagram and Imiso Ceramics on Facebook. And that's where you can find us. And the feeling that you've got, basically you can search the internet, you will find me. By all means.
Thank you. And so we come to an end of our show. It has been a great honour. I am such a groupie, and I don't mind saying it. It is fine, because when you meet great people, you just have to give them the honour that is due without getting in your feelings. And so if you like what the content that we're coming out with, if you have your own stories, if you have ideas that you want to put things out, how do you want to do it, please like, share, subscribe, email us. We're absolutely happy to like set up networking situations with the guests that we interview, if that's in your wheelhouse, if that's something you want to explore, if you want to make connections in Africa, then please let us know, and we will work together to make that happen. You can listen to Musings Behind the Creative on Spotify, on SoundCloud, and Apple, I think. And you can also follow me at Loma Medici on Instagram. And Musings Behind the Creative is, as always, on Studio RDN-x on Instagram. Take care and have a good day, and we'll see you on the other side. And that's it. Andile, you're my new best friend. You're family. I'm coming to see your children. We have to make it work. We have to make it work.
Yeah, we have to make it work. You're very welcome to come to. We've got a beautiful studio space that we can do this connections as well. So by all means,
yes. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to send you a booklet that I put together in terms of collaborative opportunities, things that I'm interested in. When you have time, we should have another conversation to see how we could like put this all together. But I'll send you the document first, and then have a look, and then we can set up another meet and greet and see how we can move forward.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll send you the I don't know if I do send, but the link I send you. I'm having a conversation. This is the current work that I'm working on now that's going to come up. So have a look at that video. It's a 5-minute video. Beautiful.
I definitely will have it. Remember to send me a picture, because you haven't sent me a profile picture.
I'll send you a picture today, and then so you can use that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Greetings to your family.
Thank you. You too. Have a lovely day.
You too. Bye-bye.